Welcome to the disaster episode, because I haven't played this game in like a week, and haven't played any video games in like 5 days. Had a bit of a break for a while. Now I come back re-energized and shit. And I'm going to be so good at video games now after a break. Obviously, that's how that works. Or I'm going to be horrible. Also how that works. Keeping an eye out for objectives. It might take a couple fights for me to get back into the groove of the buttons and all that. Tried to have a break. I've been just sitting in this room doing nothing but working basically every day for like 5 months now because of the virus and everything, and I'm it's exhausting. Just not really having much of anything else to do. So the household went on a... Hey, I was reporting people for spam, and apparently I'm gonna get messages about those now. Did they already ban those people? I just looked at my inbox and just saw spam, and I'm like, and report, and report, and report. Strong reaction. Do we have impersonators? Better find out why. Yeah, me and the household all left the house for a while, went off to somewhere else, and tried to just sort of enjoy being anywhere besides home for a few days. But obviously, you can't go to a vacation to a place that's not affected by the virus, really, so you're just being cautious and distanced and masked and all that somewhere else. But just anything to divert from just the monotony of just working every day for like 5 months is hopefully an improvement. Now I gotta get caught up on work again. Hi guys. Whoop. Okay, got that. So these videos will probably get a bit shorter again, but maybe not all the way. Just because I got no work done for like half a week. Hey, buddy. Explain.
ここで何が行商が襲われたのだ。俺は分かってるんだぞ。あんた猛虎と手を結んで食い物を奪ってるんだろう。休んでおれ。その話はわしがしよう。巴の仕業でしょうか。我らに濡れ衣を着せ、民に不安の種をまいておる。急ぎ向かったのだが、こやつしか助けられなかった。襲われた場所はこの近く。なぜだ。足跡をたどれば野営の場所を突き止められます。悪くない案だが。何か気にするな。辛労のせいだ。それももう終わりです。ここにおれ。しばし一息ついてしかる後離れるがよい。そういたします。奇襲の場所まで案内を。
Are we getting closer?
よし。なぜわしの居所が。アキュードの悲鳴を聞いた者が。巴のおかげで街道は空だ。 だがどうしてか行商が通ったのでな、後をつけた。
なぜ巴はこの地の行商を襲うのでしょう。櫛を奪っても義はないはず。
いや、だが櫛寺は民の拠り所、道を封じて士気を下げる策か。
まだ定かではないと。
何とも言えん。今はな、巴は弓の教えに背いた。そしてわしを裏切り、次は故郷を狙っておる。地の果てまでも追い詰めてやる。
There's a fire ahead.
荷車だ。
巴に殺された者も調べてみましょう。生き残りはおらぬ。
日本式の矢もあるか。
無論です。街道を進んだ。
見つけ出すぞ。
There are tracks to follow. What? Okay. We're not following the tracks yet, though. Even though it's always what it is. There's something vital that has to be found still.
櫛の民への戒め。
あやつめ。
先生と私の名を語っております。この道決して通るべからず、通れば死する。
なるほど、考えたの。これ以上巴どもの気まぐれで櫛の民を死なせてたまるか。来い。
Well, then we better step it up. Because so far we've mostly failed to actually catch her, despite all the claims. I guess I don't really have to track the footsteps because I'm mostly just following him.
馬を降りろ。来い。探る暇はない。
せいては事を仕損じると言いますぞ。
何故一人で。
助けてやらねば。
どうかお助けください。
Bait? Is she gonna get shot?
ああ、ダメです。来てしまったのですか。
なぜ拒む。
あの女が言うには。
巴が申してみろ。
侍が来るまでは私を生かしておくと。
Yep. I knew it was gonna happen. Sure it would have been smart if she tried to not immediately die. Well, I guess that's what a panic does. She really should have at least tried to get inside the building. Just anything besides standing there and dying. Alright. Wow, that's a lot of archers. That's a lot of archers. Which bow is this? That's short. That's a long bow. Not the best angle for being able to see what I'm doing. That's also why I'm alive. Is that a person? Yeah, I guess maybe that was just a tree. Oh, that was a torch.
Sakai.
I wonder why I'm the only person who can tell that people like this are bait. Like, I can read the situation, why can't the characters? They're supposed to be, like, way more trained and informed than I am, some jackass.
巴の仕掛けた罠にまんまとはまりました。
実は2日前に話をした。
巴と？
この女とだ。猛虎と共におる島の女を見たそうでな。野営を突き止めて知らせろと頼んだのだ。
村の女子に？
失敗するとは思わなかった。このムクロが巴であったかもしれんぞ。
巴は武士の何たるかを分かっておらぬとおっしゃったが、あなたも同じ穴の無地なだ。
年寄りに期待をしすぎるな。おじごにもわしにも政子殿にもな。年寄りに甘えるのはガキのすることだぞ。
何をおっしゃりたいのです？
わしもお主も武具を手に生死をかけて戦っておる。
だからその手を血に染めたのですか？
だからこれまで生き延びたのだ。お主は違うか、クロードよ。
私は民を守ったまで。
手を血に染めてな。大綱にも修練場があるぞ。
We make it pretty easy for them to bait us. There's a few of these around all of a sudden. Like it's surprisingly packed. No, it's pretty easy to lure us into a trap. Just kind of give us any kind of objective, basically, to target. And then guess what? We're just gonna walk directly into it. That's how we handle every problem. At our most creative, we enter places sneakily. that's the... We either run in or we go in sneakily, but we will absolutely just go straight into any objective that is proposed for us. Which is a problem, because they're all built around conflict with the enemy, and so the enemy, if they're even kind of intelligent about this, can just actually determine where we're gonna go by just placing objectives for us. Oh no, they killed the fox! Why would you kill the fox? Of course, there's just like a fucking wall of foxtails right there. Hey there. Of course, in reality, killing foxes is actually really common. Whoop! Well, that's awkward. Well, that's awkward. Accidentally changed shoulders. There we go. Because foxes are predators. They're kind of the bane of farmers and whatnot that have any kind of small creatures that they're trying to not have get consumed constantly. Oh, hello, surprise guy. Did he get it off? I didn't hear a horn. I was not expecting that guy just to show up there when I walked in. What happened to the other guy's dog? I killed that other guy. Never saw his dog again. There's just tons of foxes around here. I've got bad news for you guys. I can just aim at your heads. Sneaky, sneaky. These dogs have mostly just not noticed that I've been killing all of the humans around them. It's kind of fascinating watching the dogs just kind of wander off and not notice. Oh, he's like barking and charging over. I thought he was coming for me. Why do the dogs keep barking? Wow, that actually nailed it. Usually the barking should be some kind of sign that they know you're there and they're coming for you or something. He blew the horn, technically, I think. Like, the dogs seem to have no idea where I am. They just bark all the time, apparently. Well, this is easy. Where did my ally go? Oh, he's over. He's going under instead of over. I know where we're going, buddy. Oh, you're live. Did not know he was alive. I kind of saw a black shape just kind of on the ground. And I think I just kind of figured, oh, it's a corpse because lying on the ground. But these particular dogs are just so low. Oh, you're fine. You're fine. Keep going, buddy. Alright, well this place is fucking dense with these guys. Oh, they noticed that. No, not the camera. This button. That's awkward. God damn it. Yeah, unreliable. Unreliable third-person cameras at close range. Hello. Hi. How do I get to the right stance again? There we go. Or is it the other? Or is it this stance? See, how do you tell? He's a big guy and an axe user. So how do you know which one's the right answer? Oh, yeah, you can't deflect that. There we go. No, too much. All right. The dogs are more effective at fighting me than the people are. That's about par for the course, actually. People are always bad at this. But dogs are weirdly dangerous in like every game. That's a lot of dead foxes. I imagine they're just hunting them for the fur trade. Goodbye, that guy. He's gonna blow the horn for no people to hear.
もうお主や仲間を傷つける輩はおらぬぞ。
Hey,
弔ってやってこい。
you saved the foxes that were also under attack, apparently. Are you gonna tell me there's no fox hunting in Japan? Is it the case? The fur trade is actually why I know about the whole piebald fur pattern thing. With regards to how... Wasn't there like more of them around? I'll just go to this one because it's new here. I thought there was 3 side quests that were this pattern, and now there's only 1. And I only did one of them, I think. I could be wrong. Yeah, the that sort of cow texture, or like the way that like dogs have light fur patterns on their bellies, is piebald fur pattern. It's tied to like neotenized traits, which is traits that are juvenile, that are maintained into adulthood, which is basically what dogs are. They're basically permanent puppies, like wolf pups. But domestication, and not just like taking something into a house and then trying to raise it there, but specifically like genetic domestication, which is more involved with like long-term breeding for domestication, tends to go towards neotenization, because neotenized traits are what cause the outcome where the creature is very sociable with people for a long time instead of just when they're young. Because babies tend to be social, but you like an adult wolf, for example, tends to be much less social with outsiders. Because in the early years, it's figuring out the connections of like what its parents are and who's going to take care of it and stuff like that. So it makes sense to be that way. Dogs are kind of like that kind of social forever. And so like a lot of livestock and domesticated animals are a different version of that creature than was originally in the wild. I don't think wild cows even had the whole black and white pattern they're famous for in many cases. It's just part of the domestication that makes them more controllable. And so they tried to do the same thing with foxes, because there was like a particular kind of like silver fox that was really valuable, and they wanted to breed it so that it would be just really easy to control and just like have like a ranch of it, essentially, like just have those foxes just on this land that's controllable, so you could breed them and then hunt them and you know, sell the fur, and then but also just have this captive population that self-perpetuates instead of having to hunt them in the wild all the time. But when you get those neotenized traits, you get the different fur pattern, and when you get the different fur pattern, because like the behavioral domestication is tied to the physical traits of domestication too, like those genes are linked, it defeats the whole purpose, because they have a completely different fur. So if you domesticate foxes, they look different, which defeats the purpose of domesticating foxes for the fur trade. I just found that whole thing interesting. You're pretty much stuck having to hunt them if that's your goal.
つまり野営を見つけたのはランか。
さようでございます。
酒井。
石川先生、これも巴の仕業ですか？
猛虎と暴れ回っておるわ。ランという娘が居所を知っておる。
行きましょう。いかにしてランは野営の場所を？
森の中で偶然見かけたらしい。
死なずに済むとは。
他の者は殺された。お主がランか？
はい、そうです。
島の女子が猛虎を率いておったか？
巴です。あの顔は忘れもしません。かつてこの地を住処にしていた族と手を結んでおりましたから。
どういうことだ。あやつの出はウムギのはずだぞ。
ここを気に入ったようで、あの女は大綱を何年も脅かしておりました。目隠しをしたまま空を飛び回る鷹を射落とせる腕前だとか。
奴らの野営はどこにあった？
ここから南西の森、西側の浜と川の間です。
I'm curious how they're going to manifest any kind of final battle with Tomoe. Just because I'm like, I don't know how much there is to the archery in this game. Pretty much just point and shoot while not being able to move all that much. So I'm curious how they're going to build up to a final encounter.
トモエめ、授けた技も明かした秘密も無駄に終わった。わしも老いたな。なぜ嘘をついた？
ご存じなかったのですね。
いさかいの前、巴を養子にとって跡取りにしようと考えておった。
巴にとってそれは行幸であったはず。
だが取り下げた。
あやつが人殺しだから。
わしが未熟だったからだ。元の暮らしに戻してしまった。
良い暮らしができる機会を取りこぼし、さらに民を脅かすなど。
皆まで言わずともよい。
先生、この先すべきことのお覚悟はありますか？
まずは野営を探すぞ。これ以上罪を重ねる前に止めねば。
At this point, they've practically hyped up Tomoe more than the actual villain of the game. We have more development and backstory and ongoing conflict with her.
しかし味方は元という国ですぞ。
修練場が潰れるたび、ハーンの心は離れるというもの。
ならばくさびを打ち込み優位に立ちましょう。
その末に巴が猛虎を見放したら、
罪を犯した以上罰を受けるべきかと。
共に戦う意志があってもか。
信用に足ると。
いいや、
巴は大綱を脅かしていたそうですが、あやつが若かった昔の話でしょう。
成人する前だ。その年で賊と連れ立っておる。
先生の手に余りそうだ。妙なことはなかったのですか？
弟子入りしたばかりの頃は懐に小刀を隠し、食料も隠れて貯めておった。
兆しを見逃していたわけですか？
他にもあったな。だがあやつを跡継ぎにしたいばかりに、あえて目をそらしてしまった。野営はこの近くだ。
弓で待ち伏せるには最適の場。
気を抜くな。馬を降りる。
Another fire.
かがめ、野営が見える場所を探す。ここだ。
Hello.
作りは同じか。
何が見える？
Was he shooting flaming arrows into corpses? Oh, wow. That's some bad aim.
日本式の矢。
そうであろ
う。ぬくろが的にされております。
まこと巴らしい。野営を襲う。巴を見落とすでないぞ。
心得ております。
まずはお主から行け。
There does not seem to be that many of them. Let's do a stealth attack. I might get to do 3. Oh. No, it didn't give me the multi-assassinate. Fuck, I forgot about that. God damn it. It really sucks. If you press triangle expecting triangle to come up, and then it doesn't come up, then you just don't do a stealth attack at all. And it's like, no! I was hoping for a group stealth attack. But I would have at least settled for one stealth attack. But triangle doesn't do stealth attacks, unfortunately. Unless you get the prompt. It's kind of rough just because you kind of want to like build muscle memory about how to play the game and press buttons that do things and that do like them doing the thing is what that button does. The way that like games tend to work. But then there's all these weird moments in the game where instead of just pressing a button that does a thing, you have to wait for a prompt and the game gives you permission to do the action, and then it's just you get these moments where your muscle memory says you press triangle now, but then the prompt's like, nah, that is a completely different action right now because like the invisible threshold wasn't meant for like why this is gonna happen that way or that way, and this feels comparable to like when you walk up in front of somebody and like A is talk to people, but A is also jump. So you walk up to somebody and jump over and over again trying to talk to them. Wow. Look how quickly they're happening. Mongol saber. Though best known for their composite bows, Mongol troops are also proficient at close-range combat. They are known to use maces, typically wielded by more heavily armored cavalrymen, axes, and swords, the last of which are most often feature a curved, saber-like design. The Turco-Mongol saber utilizes a slighter curve and sharp point, with the reverse edge of the blade sharpened along the upper third of its length. You might be thinking like, well, just follow the instructions, dummy. But like a big part of games like this, like a lot of the combat is all about getting muscle memory and being able to react instantly to stuff without thinking about it. A good example of that being the countering system, where I have to instantly know whether or not I'm supposed to block or parry or dodge each attack based on what kind of weapon it is and what the situation is and so on, and what color the shiny thing turns into, like if it's a blue spark or a red spark and so on. And you have to react basically instantly without thinking about it. And there's a lot of actions in this game where you have to be able to really immediately act. Like, if I don't remember how to navigate all these crazy ass trigger menus between the how to change my instant throw and my stances and my weapons, like if I can't instantly navigate these based on memory, then they basically don't work, because I'll just sit here and get murdered while trying to navigate a menu that doesn't even pause the game, and so on. It's like so much of the game is built around muscle memory. So having them prompt me to be like, okay, now triangle is your assassinate button. It's better than hitting square to assassinate, because you'll get to assassinate 3 people. Having it randomly be like, but actually it's not going to assassinate 3 people, because even though you couldn't tell in advance, like these people aren't in the right range or some other rules being broken, so you can't assassinate 3 people. And since you can't assassinate 3 people, that means you also can't assassinate 1 person. It's just, fuck. I feel like the entire thing could have been avoided if they just made it so that the triple assassination was just a chain that came off of your normal assassination. Like, the choice of controls seems dumb? I'm not sure why they made triangle the triple assassination. We already had assassinate mapped as square, so why wouldn't it just be like, oh, when the prerequisites are met, you get to then hit square 2 more times. But other times it'll just be like, ah, well, I guess we're not going to do multiple assassinations. I only got to do 1. But like, why make triangle assassinate? Why make the controls more confusing when we already had an assassinate button? And they could easily just be like, oh, I get more assassinations, or oh no, I didn't get more assassinations. Why would they map a different kind of the same assassination to triangle? Like, in the moment I'm pressing it, I'm just going to assassinate this one guy. Why do I have to make the choice between triangle and square on the fly? Like that just muddies the controls. It's strange. She's right there. If we were ready, we could have just shot her. She's just luring us into another trap. We're giving her control of the situation, so now we're just following her. She could take us anywhere, which will definitely be a trap. That's the only reason she would just walk out in the middle of the road and be like, hello, it is me. You're a target. Please follow me. Hello, dramatic cliff. Is she gonna jump?
Sakai Jin だね。石川の犬。
お前は輝かしき未来を取りこぼした弓の天才。
そう言われたの。
巴、談話が望みか？
お前に教えてやろうと思って。油断すると刺されるよ。私のようにね。
中言はいらぬ。決着をつけるぞ。
すでについてる。味方もいない。一人だ。
弓を下ろせ、巴。なぜ飛び降りた？
Nope, she has a plan.
どこに消えた？先生に伝えねば。
Maybe she even dropped into the ocean. She probably has a cave that she was landing in. That's a fair distance away. Ooh. Well, it's right there. Let's engage in a little frustration. Haha. You know that style of combat that you almost never engage in because you actively pursue the other parts of the game? Here's the story arc that forces you to only use that part. Good luck. And it's pretty clear that the archery sensei is lying to us about a number of things. And obscuring a lot of details. And that he probably betrayed her in various ways. Although it does not sound like she has a lot of leg to stand on. Oh, did I just die? What polished platforming you have. But I can come down here, okay. What's up? I'm in sword mode. He didn't even wish for a pox upon my family. He was just like, yes, hello, thank you for coming to my TED Talk. I talk with swords. Well, that was easy. If they don't do any red attacks, then it's like, alright, I don't have to second guess anything. I just deflect the attacks. And I usually succeed-ish at that. That's enough of that guy. Now back to what we were doing. Don't necessarily have a quick way back. Is this where my horse decided to be? Guess so. I've actually lost count, so I'll have to see. I'm not totally sure how many of those we have to go still. I'd prefer to ignore you guys. Bye. Fuck, can I not go this way? What if I hop off? There we go. Hi there. Do you attack? What do you mean he's detecting me again? I never lost him. Did I? How did I lose him? There we go. Get me out of here. That fight took place in an awkward outside of horse territory.
Sakai, どうだった？
私を殺さず巴は逃げました。
お主逃がしたのか？
飛び降りたのです。崖から。
くだらん芝居に引っかかりおって。
悩んでおるようでした。
何か言われたのか？
あなたが私を裏切ると。
ざれ言よ。お主の方がくさびを打ち込まれたな。よく聞いておる。
いいえ、聞いてなど。
そうか。ともあれ次にこのわしを疑うときはまず己に問うてみよ。巴は諦めておらん。おそらく北へ向かい猛虎の機嫌を取るだろう。
見つけましょう。
You can usually rely on the idea that she's telling the truth about there being some kind of other element here. Another secret that he's keeping from us. Another dishonor. Because the alternative is that she's just, like, it's just a total dead end narratively. And narrative dead ends are always just kind of a bummer and best avoided. But it probably isn't exactly that. So that would just involve establishing this element of wonder and like, what's going on with that part of the story? What kind of secret could he be holding? And then just been like, just kidding. Absolutely fucking nothing. Goodbye. End of story. That obviously doesn't really give us a lot to do. Did we dead end with this? Maybe. Yeah. We might have reached the point where we need to get to the next region or something before we can actually fight Tomoe. Yep, he's off the screen for now, at least. We'll put this off for now, but eventually we will find out what he's hiding from us.